What happens when you give a 3D printer owner a customizable keyboard right before Christmas? This right here. Before we get into it, full disclosure, Make Sense Studio sent me this keyboard kit to see what I could do with it and to share my honest opinion. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Alright, let's see what we're working with here. Let's open it up and see what we got. There's the keyboard unit, and here we have a bag of accessories. Keyboard feels nice in the hand, and there's foam padding in the back for dampening vibrations and absorbing impact. I like the feel of it. Now let's check out the accessories. First up, we have the wireless dongle. Then there's the battery. This keyboard boasts up to 32 years of standby time, which I can't verify that, but I appreciate the optimism. Next, we have these little padding strips that go underneath the printed case so it doesn't slide around your desk. Very thoughtful. Here are some Mac keycaps if you want to swap out the Windows keys. And we have 2 extra lava linear switches. These are HMX linears, by the way, in case you want to try different switches or if one decides to give up on life. Keycap extractor for pulling those caps off. And another set of back keys. Now that's 2 sets. Pretty sure that's a mistake, but hey, I'm not complaining. 3 keycaps. Another set of padding strips. And 2 rubber covers for the little nubs that stick out from the keyboard and slide into whatever shell you print. And finally, the start of the show, the little board with the USB connector and a ribbon cable. This is what connects everything together. Oh, and if you're enjoying this so far, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. With that out of the way, let's check out the print files. So this is Make Sense Studio's Ocean Wave design, one of their default shells that you can download and print. It's got a front piece, a back piece, matching wave covers for both, and 2 triangular side pieces since the keyboard has a tilt to it. Those also have their own wave covers. It's a nice design, but I had other plans. 'Tis the season after all. I'm going to customize all 4 of the wave covers, plus the side triangles to have a winter Christmas theme. And before anyone asks, I'm not doing any fancy modeling here. I'm grabbing free models from TurboSquid and meshing them together like a festive Frankenstein. Work smarter, not harder. The other pieces here are the bottom base plates and a bunch of connector pieces to put everything together. I'll take you through customizing some of these pieces so you'll get an idea of how everything works. Starting with one of the side triangle pieces. I already did one, so I'll show you how I do the other side. I'm bringing in a gingerbread man and a couple of gingerbread Christmas trees. We're not going to do anything fancy here. Just positioning these, scaling them down, making sure they don't clip through anything, and giving them a little bit of depth. Here's where you can get creative with colors. In my AMS light unit, I only have 4 colors to use. And for this design, I'm choosing pink as the base color for the outer shell. That leaves me 3 other colors to use for the other designs in this part. But since I'm printing everything separately, I can continue to swap out those 3 colors for every piece, so I can get a variety of colors throughout the keyboard. I'll position the objects by grouping them with the triangle piece and putting them in fun spots. One thing to note is that, to embed these objects and not have a million color changes, I had to change the orientation of the triangle piece, so it will result in more supports being printed. Hopefully they'll be easy to remove later. For the slim side cover piece, I painted the bottom section white to look like snow and colored the top light blue like a winter sky. I added some snowflakes up top and tucked in a little gift box into the snow at the bottom. Now here's a useful tip if you're doing something similar. I needed the snow line on the larger piece to match the smaller one we just made. So I'm grouping them together to line everything up visually when I go to paint the top. But here's the thing, if I ungroup later, that gift box and the snowflakes are going to get ungrouped as well. And I'll have to reposition them all over again. So the trick is to copy and paste the piece I'm actively working on while it's still grouped. The other copy will be pasted outside, the merged group, and I can then delete the grouped one. That way I keep my reference alignment without messing up what I already finished. Little things like this can save you a lot of frustration. Now I copy pasted the snowflakes from the slim cover and I'm scattering them across the top. Another thing to note is that I made the bottom part of this cover white like the snow on the bottom. This cuts down on the number of color changes until the top blue layer starts appearing. I made it white instead of blue since the bottom part of this cover faces the user and isn't covered in any way. Next, I'll bring in a candy cane model. I already placed the Christmas tree earlier. You didn't miss anything. I just cut that part because watching me nudge a tree by 0.5 millimeter 12 times isn't exactly riveting content. I'll end up with 3 total spread across this piece. Gotta have that candy cane energy. The last piece let's show is the slim bottom cover. I'm importing a peppermint candy model and the file has about 1 billion of them. So after deleting all but one, I assign colors and duplicate it to get 3 candies total. 1 toward the left edge, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the right. Balanced, as all things should be. I'm making sure that they're out of the way of your wrists, because we wouldn't want these peppermint candies cutting off your circulation while working on those TPS reports. After this, we'll get everything printed out and go to our next step. Alright, prints are done. Time for the fun part, support removal. By fun, I mean tedious. I'm not going to show you every single piece because we'd be here all day, but you got the idea. Since I had to reorient some of these pieces for the design, it's a bit more work than usual. If you choose one of the many other designs that Make Sense Studio has on their website, you won't need to do any of this. These are just my own poor choices in life. Here's a dry fit of all the pieces together without the keyboard in the middle. I just wanted to see how it all looks as a complete shell. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It is a bit bulky, no lie, but this can be taken apart and redone with a new design anytime that you want. So it's going to be great using this through the holiday, and I can always print a new design for the spring. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. Now for the real assembly. This is where things got interesting. These connector pieces are really tight. Like really tight. I'm having to apply more pressure than I'd like, and there's always a little voice in the back of your head going, please don't snap, please don't snap. And then the 2 bottom base pieces didn't want to fit together properly. I actually had to take this off camera and really jam them into place. Not the most elegant solution, but it worked. Eventually. If you're attempting this yourself, just know that patience is required. Maybe have a stress ball nearby. The most frustrating part were the little H connectors, since you really had to press them together to have them go into their slots. But with the help of some needle nose pliers and a lot of perseverance, they went in and everything is nice and tight. Now the keyboard is all put together and final. I think it looks great. It's festive, colorful, and has a lot of the elements that bring out the fun. Next, we'll test it out. It doesn't matter how good it looks if it can't function like a good keyboard. Alright, moment of truth. Keyboard is connected, let's do a typing test and see how this thing actually feels. The lava switches feel pretty smooth. They're linear, so there's no tactile bump, just a clean press all the way down. The sound is kind of creamy. I don't know if that's a technical term, but that's what I'm going with. Keycaps are double shot PBT, so they should hold up well over time and not get that greasy shine. Overall, build quality feels solid. And it's hot swappable too, so if you want different switches down the line, you can just pop them out and swap in new ones. I like it. It's a good keyboard. That said, I'm planning to reprint a slimmer, more minimal shell for my own daily use. Something I can move around more easily. If you'd like to see that process, let me know in the comments. There you have it. A Christmas-themed mechanical keyboard that I can now feel guilty about putting away after the holidays. If you want to check out Make Sense Studio's keyboard kit or browse their other printable designs, I'll leave a link in the description. They release new designs regularly, so there's a decent variety to choose from already. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, a like really does help, and subscribing means you won't miss whatever weird project I do next. Happy holidays and happy printing. See you next time.